up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel, and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting. What is going on? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up?
You back.
I am back. Yeah, man. Sorry about last week. I had a little duties, the daddy duties.
Oh, yeah. It happens.
It happens from time to time, and that was good. Everything was cool, and had a good show last week with our buddy Kale. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. Always is. First time I had him on the co-host, he was like, really? I was like, yeah. Why not? So
it's not hard taking my place. It'd be really hard taking your place, but it's not hard taking my place.
Anybody can take my place.
And I can't. I don't know where to put it. Which I don't know.
It's just hit the red one. Hit the red button.
I can promise you I hit the wrong red button. I can tell you that right now.
That was your duty for a year. You hit the buttons. I just talked.
I know. This is true. Yeah.
Oh.
How was your weekend, man?
Whew, it was long and short all at the same time. We my mom and dad, they used to always do Christmas time, say, get together every year before they moved down to the lake, and they kind of did it at the lake a little bit too, but they used to do it, and now they moved back here to Florence and stuff, and they decided they wanted to do it again, start it back up. Well, let's see. Jackson's birthday, which was October 8th, that is the weekend my dad decided he wanted to turn a carport that was out at my mom and dad's house into a shop, which, I mean, it's a good-sized carport. I mean, it was me and him built it. I don't know. It's I guess you would say it would make like a 2.5 car garage, probably. Something like that. So that was October 8th. And between then, cement has been poured, walls, insulation, interior walls. I mean, doing vinyl siding on it, building doors. Because I don't know if you know this, but there's apparently a shortage on roll-up doors right now.
Yeah.
Of all things, roll-up doors. Apparently it's a shortage on everything. So anyway, he ended up building doors for, just everything. Run all the electrical in it, put TV in it, hooked up all that. I got all the internet working out there and stuff, and so we could have some Roku and all that good stuff. So, long story short, we got it all together. There's even a lean-to built off the front of it. I got one of Sterling's cookers. I got a couple other friends of ours and my cousin's cooker, and we cooked a hog, cooked 4 more Boston butts, and cooked a pile of chicken. And even I had the smoker going over there, and I made like a crab dip, actually.
Sweet.
And then a bunch of other people brought stuff. So they had it again this year. Turned out really good. Long day though. We got out there, ate. Well, I mean, I was over there Friday even, getting stuff ready, setting up tables, all that good stuff. I don't know. We probably had, I think, probably about 45, 50 people over there.
That's a good little crowd.
Yeah, yeah. And I cooked from 8 o'clock that morning until we ate at 6 o'clock. And by the time, it was time to eat, I just didn't even really want to eat at that point.
Yeah, I completely understand that for
sure. So I literally did not even, I had, tasted a piece of barbecue or Boston butt just to make sure it had enough sauce on it a time or two, stuff like that. While we were cooking, but I mean, that was literally just little teeny pieces. I didn't even get no barbecue. I didn't even fix plate with barbecue on it that night. I was just like, nope, I'll eat some. I know there's about to be a pile left over. I'll eat some later. So
Exactly. I don't blame you.
so
Yeah, once I stand over a grill all day and doing it, I just kind of lose my appetite. That's for sure.
it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't. I just didn't want it. I mean, I kind of did. I guess I was. I think I was just so tired, just wore out. That I was just like, I don't feel like eating anything. It wasn't just that. I didn't really eat much of anything. I put a little dab of, I don't even remember what I put on my plate. I tried my crab dip. I was like, I got to try this.
Yeah.
That was an experience. I mean, it wasn't nothing to it, but it called for. And it's not like you go in buying fresh crabs or nothing, by no means. It was just you buy some white crab meat, which I didn't really know. They sell like in the, like you get white chicken or tuna or stuff like that in those little cans. They have white crab. They have white crab also.
I did not know that.
I ain't either. And also over there, they have what they call lump crab meat. And you're supposed to use 4 cans of the white crab and 2 cans of the lump crab. Well, I did me a Walmart pickup, which is, wonderful if it, everything you get or everything you order you actually get. I mean, that's kind of what you're trying to do, is not go in the store by doing this. But as always, I ordered everything for the dip. Ordered my 4 cans of white crab meat and 2 cans of lump crab meat. And all the other stuff that went in it. There was corn and cream cheese and shredded cheese and a few other little things.
Pretty good,
it
man.
does sound. It sounds amazing. I mean, it really does. But all right. Well, this is where my butt came in. Got the 4 cans of white crab meat. Got up there to get my stuff from Walmart on the curbside pickup there, and they canceled my lump crab. I was like, crap. They canceled that and the little pans, little aluminum pans. I'm like, I know y'all got aluminum pans in there, just the aluminum foil type pans. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, I know y'all got those in there. Don't even. So I was like, crap, we got to park, walk in. So me and Landon walk in. I go over there where I look on the app to try to find, because I'm one of the people, I want to know right where what I'm going to get is. I'm walking to it, I'm grabbing it, I'm walking back out the store. So I look on the app. It tells me the section, all that stuff. I go straight to the section. They didn't bring me none because all of it said they have in stock. Either they ain't got on the shelf or it ain't in stock, really. So I was like, well, this is only 2 cans of this. The other one's 4 cans. So that's mainly what the main part is. So I need something just to replace this flavor. So I go over there, and they got imitation crab meat, which is, I don't know. I mean, it's not crab meat, but it'll play the part for something like this, I guess. And I still don't really think this was my problem. So I got some imitation crab meat, and I was like, I'm just going to shred it up and put it in there. This will be perfectly fine. And I think it was. I walked over there, and the exact aluminum pans I ordered on the app they had sitting on the shelf, somebody was just too lazy to walk across the store and go get them, apparently. Probably. So, get there, get it all, whatever. Next day, when we're doing the cooking, all that fun stuff, cooking the hog, all that stuff, I decided about 2 o'clock, I think it was. I was like, I need to put that on. Because I found this recipe, I'll be honest with y'all. I found it on Facebook, a video, little reel on Facebook. They didn't tell you, they told you temperature set on, but it didn't say how long to put it on for. On the, we got like a smoker type grill over there. It said set at 225, cook it till it's golden looking on the top, creamy kind of. So I did that, and I don't know, it turned out all right. I ate it. I mean, it just, I don't know. You would think with crab meat and corn, it just seems like there would be a good but bold flavor to it. But no, it was just kind of
cream cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just kind of mellowed it all out, took it all away. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe so. I don't know. I don't know what you got to do to that to make it better. I don't know. But it sounds really good. It does.
And like I said, it wasn't bad. I mean, you still tasted some crab in it. It just, I don't know, it just wouldn't like a bam flavor in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah. Maybe you needed that real crab meat, not the imitation.
Maybe so, but I just don't think that. I mean, maybe that's got a way bigger taste, but I don't know if the toucans would have made any difference on that because that was like the least ingredient.
Yeah, right.
Maybe so though. I don't know, but I mean, everybody ate it. But what was really funny is people was like, "Is that like some kind of corn chowder?" Like, nah.
yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that. Whatever you want to call it. And so
chicken in it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it had some shrimp in it, just so it would have been like a seafood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give it a little salty taste.
Yeah. I mean, I would have thought the crab meat would have done that. And I don't know. It's like I said, I still got some. I bagged it up and kept some, and it's still good. It just, I don't know. It just wasn't what I was expecting. That was the bad part.
Well, that's the thing about it. If somebody else would have cooked it, you'd probably been like, "This is good," but you had expectations of what you expected when you cooked it. That's how it didn't turn out as you expected. So
probably so.
That's probably why.
Probably so. Other people told me it was good, but Kayla did tell me. Kayla even told me, she was like, "Yeah, it's good. It's just kind of not much flavor there." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of what I feel." So I feel like everybody felt that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hey, you're learning, though. Learn it. It better be better next time.
I tried. That's all you can do. All you can do is try, ain't it?
That's right.
I tried. But yeah, so we had that. I think most people, we played some LCR while we were there. Kayla won around, and then Uncle Jerry won around, I think it was. And also Kayla won the ugly sweater competition.
How about that? I hadn't seen a picture yet.
I don't know if anybody got a picture. It was really funny because, she's got a picture like the shirt, but I don't know if anybody really took pictures. That was the funny part because there was a few there. I think your youngins won. They won the. I forgot. The cutest and the something like that, and cutest and sweetest. And,
the sweetest. It must have been cold, the sweetest and the cutest for Blakely, man. Because I don't know if Blakely can.
Well, her shirt, Blakely's shirt said something cutie, so I was like, well, she's got to win the cutest. So.
Yeah, well,
regardless.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
So
that's good. They had a ball, I know. That's awesome, man. I hate we missed it. Sure.
It was all good. We, I think they said they just their plan is from now on, since they're back over there, we got the shop built, which is now the new race shop, too. So
yeah,
double purpose there. I don't know. I thought about actually setting up podcast stuff in it too, because just to have the race shop feel. Because we also, what I did forget to say about the shop, it's air conditioned and heated too. We put
that's very nice.
We put a mini split in it, so
sweet.
So that's good. So I thought about even putting podcast stuff in there and going live in there. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it would be cool. hang some fenders and some doors on the wall. You know.
Exactly. That's my thought. Hopefully not all mine. You know, I don't want to tear mine off.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
But yeah, that then we I think everybody left at about 12:30 or so. No, it was late, or that's what time I think I left there, and finally got to bed. Oh God, can't quit coughing. But and then got up, went to church Sunday, and let me tell you about church too. It was just, I was tired already. Well, we get in there. Unfortunately, my stuff works all fine. Well, the piano's working, playing fine, but it's not coming through the house sound at all. So we worked, and we worked, and we worked, and we worked, and we changed chords, and we did this. Come to find out, somebody had went back there to the. We have like a. I don't know. It's kind of like, I guess you would call it. People, you could say it's like a hub that all the cords go into. To the income, it's a snake, is what it actually is. And they put it all in there. All the cords plug in there. And then come up to the board that's in front of the on the back side of the sanctuary. Well, anyway, somebody had went and rerouted cables over there. So we had a time finding that. Then on top of that, so after that we left, went back to my mom and dad's. Guess what? I finally ate me a plate of barbecue.
Good. How was it?
It was good. It was good. We actually had 3 different. Yeah, we did 3 different because we hashed up 2 Boston butts together and then 2 more together, and we put a little bit different barbecue sauce on each one, and then the pig, and put a different barbecue sauce on each one of them. And they actually were. I mean, they weren't all that different, but they were a little bit different. But they all tasted pretty good. I mean, I liked them all. So
Good.
the hog turned out good, and it didn't dry out at all. You know, that's always sometimes a concern. It's going to dry it out. No, it was good and juicy and tasted real good and tender and all that good stuff. And then we had to go back to church last night for play practice. So we were there again. Had to get all the microphones straight for the Christmas play coming up next Sunday.
Well, Cole's mic'd up, isn't he?
No. Well, yeah and no. He's gonna have, because he don't have a whole lot of speaking part.
Right.
I mean, he's got a song and stuff part and everything, but he's gonna do a handheld microphone on there. So
Okay, good.
he's definitely gonna have a microphone.
Quiet.
Yeah, he does, especially when he's in front of people.
Very much so. Yeah. I don't know where he got that from. I have no idea.
Yeah, But
you might, but nobody else.
But nah, he's doing good at it. Blakely's doing good with it, all that good stuff. So,
Good.
I think we got
That's
practice
this
again.
Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's this Sunday night. So we got practice again at Wednesday. So
Wednesday and Friday, I think, this week. Yeah.
I got to be
How
there.
are they doing? All the kids doing good, or is it still a mess?
It's one of those things. It just happens every year. I love it. I love Christmas play. Love the Christmas skits that kids do. I always love watching them. They're always fun. But they are always an absolute mess until it comes the day of.
Mm-hmm.
and it is. I mean, it's not awful, but it's just like, some of the songs is like, you've heard this song since September. I know you remember some of it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Well,
but no, it'll be good. It'll be fine. They're actually doing pretty good because last night was the first time they practiced on the stage, since they started, and so I don't know, something about when they changed that and then they put a microphone on them, all of a sudden everything changes. It's like this novelty of having a microphone.
right.
So,
Yeah.
So once they get over that, they'll be good. Nah, they'll be good anyway. So, it'll be fun. So, how was your weekend?
Hey, it was definitely fast. I say it wasn't very long, but it was fast. We went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for Mary Stevie, my fiance's birthday. So happy birthday to her. We'll say that.
Happy birthday.
And we took off Friday morning after work and headed out into the mountains. Yeah, we had us a little 1-bedroom cabin, and it was an awesome place by far. We'll definitely be going back there, but probably the coolest little cabin I've ever stayed in. Like I say, a little 1-bedroom, not really a bedroom. It was like a loft up top. I had the bed in it, and downstairs was just a little inn and kitchen, and had a back porch.
You have a tiny house.
Pretty much. It was pretty much. That was 100% it. But it was perfect. It's perfect for 2 people. I mean, it was great. Like I say, the little back porch on the back, kind of overlooked down the mountain, down the Pigeon Forge area there, and had a jacuzzi on the back porch, which was nice for sure.
Yeah.
Kept us good and warm at night. It was nice. Yeah, we did that. Did the Dixie Stampede. That was really cool.
Good.
We enjoyed that, and but like you said, you told me this. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. You said, make sure you get tickets beforehand. Everything sells out quick, and so Friday we started looking, and I think there was 5 shows at Dixie Stampede.
Yeah.
And there was only one, the 11 o'clock show, that had 2 tickets together.
Wow.
So we looked up. We did. We got in there, and yeah, but there wasn't a whole. We didn't have time to do much else. Honestly, we just so quick. But there's so much to do there. Oof.
I'm like the.
Like we said, it's definitely Myrtle Beach in the mountains.
Yeah, I'm like the Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg travel agent there.
Yeah, you definitely are. You knew everything to do. We just didn't have time to do hardly any of it.
No. I can tell you everything that's going on around there. I don't know what it is. I love that place. I love down. Well, I ain't gonna necessarily say I love downtown either of them. They're fun to go walk around, shop, do whatever you want to do. Go to shows. I love going to shows, riding go-karts, whatever. I mean, just hanging out and doing fun stuff there. But I just love the area. I love the scenery and the like you sent me a video and set up somewhere and all of a sudden a bluegrass concert pops up and stuff like that, and that's always fun. It's just I hate that. What I will say real quick, and I ain't trying to be a downer on nothing, but I do. Pigeon Forge. I remember me and Kayla went on our honeymoon there, and the is commercializing a little bit more, which kind of makes me a little sad. But I mean that's everywhere, because on our honeymoon, we ended up going 2 or 3 times because we were there a week, and we there was a Ernest Tubbs record shop, and it was a little strip of stores over there, and I mean it was these old stores, and Ernest Tubbs record shop was in it. I ended up buying every Waylon Jennings record that they had, and
that's awesome.
and it's not there anymore. They tore it down and built some. I can't remember what's there now, a big store or hotel or something like that. So, I mean, that happens everywhere though. But you can. What I like about that area, like I was saying, is you can still, if you got time in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Sevierville, anywhere around those areas, you can hit some back roads around there, and going through the mountains, and you can still find these little old mom and pop stores around there. That's convenience stores, and even little record shops or any kind of little store, little boutique shops or whatever. I mean, just all kind of crazy stuff like that, and it's a lot of handmade stuff around there.
It is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool area.
Yeah, we like I said, we saw a lot, but we didn't get to do a lot. But definitely be going back.
Yeah, you need to. You need to go there and spend you a good 4 days or so. That's what I.
Yeah,
that's what I tell anybody going over there. Minimum, you need to spend about 4 days up there. I mean, if you got certain things you want to do, you can go for a weekend. I mean, if that's just what you want to do, cool. Make reservations and go. I'd do it in a heartbeat too. But to do, what you want to do, and especially if there's 2 of you. Now, we went back in end of June, 1st July, I think it was. We went with Kayla's family. There was 13 of us that went. And we had fun. The only problem is when you got 13 of you doing all this stuff, it's tough to get in, and, like even restaurants. I mean, you better be calling 5 hours before you want to go eat,
or just sit separate.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what you got to do. I mean, Which I mean, that's anywhere. I mean, that's not just there. That's anywhere when you got that many people.
So times about 10 when you go to Pigeon Forge area. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's everything's packed, but it's really cool there. I love it there. I love it there. I do.
Yeah.
I love. Need to. You need to. If you want to if somebody wants to take a weekend and just go to Dollywood, that's fun. That's fun. But you need a couple days there now. Used to you could do everything in Dollywood in a day, but it's grown too, which is cool. You need about 2 days there now. So.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that we wanted to do too that you said we needed to do, and Mayor Steele and I both really wanted to do it, didn't work out, was the Alpine coasters. And like you said, though, like at nighttime, man, that is cool.
Yeah. I got some video, some GoPro video of us doing it at nighttime. It's cool. It's the lights down the mountain and everything. But I'm gonna tell you what, if y'all went on it, I don't know what y'all's temperature was up there. Maybe it was good, but I could imagine in December on that mountain is cold.
Oh, it was cold, and we even talked about that because Friday night we thought about going. And it didn't work out. But anyway, I was like, good Lord, it's going to be cold. But the one we actually went to, I meant to tell you this, when we went to go do, they had 2-seaters for 2 adults.
Oh,
there.
Sweet.
So that was cool. Yeah, Mary Steve was like, yeah, I'm sitting behind you. I was like, no, I'm going to sit in the back.
Somebody got blocked his wind.
Yeah, I ain't kidding. So, but yeah, it was really good. We had a good time. It's been a long time I've been to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and all that. Didn't get to spend much time in Gatlinburg. Weren't there too long at all. Yeah,
I was hoping you'd. I know they had a lot going on in a short amount of time. Hoping you get to go see our friends over there at Sugarlands Distillery.
Yes, sir. Yeah, if I had more time, I would have been there.
Oh yeah, because they are. If anybody's ever up there in Gatlinburg, go check them out. They're downtown Gatlinburg, in all the happening around there. Cool place. Sugarland Distillery produces the High Rock vodka, the Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s signature brand there. So y'all check them out down there for sure.
For sure.
We got to hang out with them a good bit over at Florence Motor Speedway there a few weeks ago. Cool people, cool setup they got. The way they work is really cool. They're not a huge distillery by no means, but they, it's I don't know. It's got a, I mean they're big. They're a big brand, but they got a small feel. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah. You're right.
So anyway, well, cool deal. Well, cool. I'm glad y'all had fun.
Yeah, we sure did, man. Sure did.
Good. Back to the grind this week.
Yeah, back to normal, back to reality.
Yeah. And it was, well, I don't know what it was. I was freezing all day today. I was just cold.
Well, it's been 55 degrees, but it felt like 35 today. I swear it did.
The sun never came out hardly, and it was just, I don't know. We, I'll tell you a little story. There's racing to talk about, but, we getting into off season and all that fun stuff. So we get all these stories, for December and January normally. Tell you a good story. And this is, I don't even know the guy's name, so I can't even throw him under the bus, but I'm gonna tell you the story. We at our shop, our county supervisor decided he wanted to get our floors redone in the shop. Well, in the past, about every 3-4 years, we have always painted the floors. And it's just kind of a state, because I work for a state of South Carolina. We it's kind of their thing. That's just what they do. Kind of their standard, I guess you'd say. To me, it's kind of pointless for the most part, but because it does nothing but get knocked up, and then it looks worse than it would be to me if you just left it a bare floor. So, anyway, like I said, they was wanting to get the floors redone. But this time, instead of painting them, he wanted to, like I said, get the floors ground down, all that good stuff, and then come back in with like a epoxy coat, like shop coat, I guess you call it, shop floor coat, whatever, which is cool. The only problem is we're working on a floor that is, I think that building is about 70 years old now.
Yeah.
So, it's had layer of paint, and then oil and grease and everything just soaked down into it. And I guess that's, why they want to get it ground down. All right. But here comes all the fun in all this. We bought, State bought, I think it was like, he told me like $3,500 worth of the coating that goes on the floor, all the stuff to do it, which is clear. Now, what happens though with being a state building and all the OSHA regulations and stuff like that, we have to have around the outside edge a red line for some reason, and the red's got to be like 36 inches wide. And then we have to have a yellow line that goes to doorways throughout the shop, or around the perimeter of the shop, kind of. And that has to be, it's supposed to be 18 inches wide, at least 18 inches wide. Well, we cleaned out the shop so they could do that. They hired somebody to do this job. Guy was going to charge them like $4,000 to do it, which all sounds expensive. $7,500 pretty much worth of labor and material to do this. Well, the fun began. We got all the stuff out the shop, and they asked us to kind of clean the floor, and we were going to paint the walls, and which we did. And we had pressure washers and everything in there. And we got some like industrial pressure washers at the shop that are steam cleaners too, I guess you say, because they got a big burner on them. It gets that water hot. So we did all that, and while we were at it, we tried to get some of it, the paint and stuff, up off the floor, just so it'd be less for him to, if we get any paint up, that's just, less for him to do, quicker he's going to get it done, the guy coming in. Well, we tried. Paint wouldn't move. The last time that we painted it, we got more paint up before than we ever had. And we prepped the floor really good and put down paint. And it has stayed longer this past time than it has ever. So my boss was actually in there on the phone with the guy. He was standing in my bay at the shop. Called the guy, or the guy called him. I don't remember, whatever. And he told him, he said, yeah, we got pressure washers out here trying to clean the walls and everything so we can paint them. He said, we tried to get stuff up off the floor. Won't come up off the floor with pressure washer, so you definitely going to have the floor grinder. And my boss had already called just because he thought about us doing it to begin with, but he's like, this stuff costs so much. I want to make sure somebody knows what they're doing to get this stuff, done right. Well, told the guy, he had already called and priced the ride-on floor grinder, which is a thing, from some tool rental place. And it was like $800 for a day, but with our shop, you would only need it for a day because it's just pretty much open other than the bathrooms, and we're not doing the bathrooms. So, wasn't really a big deal. Figured, and had told the guy that, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to do something. Well, he shows up there Monday morning and told him he had a whole crew of guys and everything. They'd be in there 3 days. One to clean the floor, one to get it all cleaned out, or, one to strip the whole floor, one to clean everything out, and one to lay down paint. That was it. That was what they was going to be there. Well, dude shows up last Monday morning with a pressure washer. One guy.
Was it an industrial pressure washer?
No, no. It was like a gas one you buy from Harbor Freight, not Harbor Freight, but like Home Depot or something. And now he did have a head on it that sucks sand through it, so it was kind of like a, I forgot what he called it, but I guess it kind of like sandblasted the floor as it, as it also pressure washed, was whatever you want to call that. But it didn't touch it. If he got right up on it, I mean like getting down on it to where like the size of your pinky finger is all that the water would cover, it would get just a little like lines up. But you would be there for 2 months trying to get it up like that.
Yeah.
So at that point, they're like, all right, this ain't working. What are we gonna do? So the guy, he's like, I'm gonna call and see maybe they got a grinder I can get. So he comes back the next day, with like this little, I don't know, it was probably 8-inch head grinder that he bought, a floor grinder, but it's like a little teeny one. And it was working for the most part. I don't think they really knew how to set it. But it was working, but it was just small pieces at a time. And he still didn't have nobody with him. Still by himself. He said, I got a guy coming though. Guy coming at like 10:30. Well, dude showed up at about 12 to help him. And they finally left, went back to the rental place, got this floor grinder that was 24 inches wide, a push one. They kept it in there all week before Thanksgiving week. That was the week they started. And they were up there the Friday. They were there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they were in there Friday and Saturday. Come back all last week. Still working on it. And Friday, I'm sorry. Friday, he's in there painting. This guy. Finally. Well, he would have been just fine. But remember them red lines I told you and the yellow lines? We kept kind of asking him. They're like, you gonna tape out them lines? You know, I'm gonna get them with a brush. That's all he kept saying. I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, and he come in there and saw this shop before he came over there. So he knew exactly what it had to be. I mean, it wasn't like it was just him just not knowing. He was shown exactly how it had to look. But if you asked him something about taping out lines, I'll get him with a brush. It's like, all right, whatever. Well, about the time they went out there Friday afternoon, old dude has painted the red down, and he finally put yellow down. He didn't tape anything out. He's out there trying to draw a straight line across a 6-bay shop.
Oh, goodness.
With a brush. A little 4-inch brush. And
where'd they find this dude at, man?
Well, let me tell you what happened. They went to when he bought the paint or the epoxy stuff, he asked the guy at the paint shop if he knew anybody that did a good job on it. Yeah, I got a guy. That's all he said, and he gave him the number. So, assuming, that the guy that at the paint store knew, kind of what we were talking about, because he deals with these people. Well, man, he kept asking him, why don't you just tape it out? And you can lay the tape down from one bay to the other as long as your measurement is good on that end and good on the end you're at. You lay it down, it's the right measure. And he looked at it, he said, I don't understand that.
Wow.
And he could not get it through. I mean, I'm not trying to talk junk about dude, because, I mean, I get it, whatever. I don't get it. I'm sorry. But he could not understand that. He just did not get laying the lines out, laying tape out to paint lines. And so you have a straight edge.
Well, then you could have done with a roller. I mean, if you
exactly,
tape it off,
exactly. That's how we did it. So by the end of Friday, boss man was looking. He said, "Man," he said, "I hate to tell you, but you got to grind this back." He says, "Way too far out in the bays. I mean, it looked like a snake going down there, and no straight edge at all. No, it's just bad, bad. I mean." And finally, he said, "You need my guys to come up here and we'll tape it out and you just paint it." Yeah, y'all do that. He said, "Well, you got to grind up at least the yellow part so we can go back over with it, paint over the red where it's supposed to be, give them the right size and get it straight." So he was in there all day today, grinding up the yellow, and he didn't go rent another grinder. He's in there with a 4-inch angle grinder. Because it's epoxy stuff. It ain't like you getting it up with anything else.
No, you're not.
So
I don't think dude's gonna make a whole lot of money off this job.
No, he's had his mama in there helping him for the past. Well, she was there today. She was there with him the last few days of last week.
Oh man, what kind of darn business? I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It was bad. It's rough. I mean, I feel for the guy. Really, it's one of them things that I feel for him. I mean, it's to the point that's just like, dude, you bit off way more than you could chew. This is not the business for you. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is not the business.
He needs to paint houses or something. Paint bedrooms. I don't know.
Nothing you got to tape off, apparently.
No. Hey,
give him a sprayer and he'll spray all day or something. I don't know, but dude. And the bad thing is, I mean, he's coming out of, I think he lives somewhere up around Lumberton, North Carolina. So,
oh goodness.
I mean, he's driving an hour each way every day. I mean, I hate it for him, but you
ain't making no money.
I mean, you in business, you know how it is. You can't just go out and bite off every job just because the money sounds good.
No, you cannot. Can't do that.
Oh no. So eventually, so yeah, I have not have a shop to work in 2 weeks now, going on 3. And today, if he grinded all that up today, the way I figure it, the way I think it's going to happen, because he grinded up some of the red and stuff too, they're going to have to go back tomorrow, lay some more red down. That's going to have to dry for a day. Go back, tape that off, lay yellow down. And then he still got to come back with all the clear epoxy and go over everything. So I'm guessing it's going to be at least the rest of this week too.
Whew. Y'all gonna be backed up on some buses, bro.
Well, fortunately, today, yeah, we are. But we have what we call annuals to do on buses every year as a yearly annual repair. We got a body shop down the hill that's like a 4-bay shop, but the problem is one of the bays is like a half a bay, really. It's got a wrecker parked in it, but we couldn't use it anyway because you can't even get beside. Well, if you park something, you can't get beside it. The other one, we had put stuff in from the shop down there. So we have one bay to work out of. So what we've started doing is, annual typically take one person to do, a couple days, changing all the brakes. And just going over the entire bus, changing every filter, everything, just going over the entire bus, looking at everything, make sure it's all good before you take it back. It normally takes you a couple days. Well, since we got everybody just sitting down there in one bay, we're just bringing in somebody's bus that's got annual. We all jump on it. And it's done. It's done in a few hours. Take it back.
Hey, that's the way. There you go, bro. That's the way to do it.
So, I don't know. It's it's something else. I know that. Oh. So, but anyway, one of these days, be back to working like normal. I don't think it'll be this year, though.
Don't sound like it.
Oh, but anyway, Fun. Well, there was some racing. There was 3 pretty big races this weekend. We had the good old the Dome Gateway Dirt Nationals, which is always interesting, to say the least. Let me go back to everything here, pull it up here. I just want to make sure I got everything right, so I can tell y'all all the good stuff. Because I watched it. I watched most of it. I didn't get to watch most. I mean, I did go back and watch the highlights and everything from Saturday night because of our party, all that good stuff. But 25 lap prelim there. Bobby Pierce smoked the field there on Thursday night. Ryan Unzicker, Tanner English, and Ricky Thornton Jr. top 4 there. Shannon Babb turned 5th. Pretty uneventful Thursday night. Friday night, though, it got a little more eventful, I guess we'll say. Tyler Carpenter and Hudson O'Neal they got into each other. Tyler kind of got into Hudson. I'm going to tell you the way it looked. I mean, regardless, you're on a tiny little track, and I ain't taking up for Tyler because, Tyler's friend of the show. He's been on the show. He was on the show last year after he won Gateway. But it seemed like a racing accident to me, man. It really did. He got in turn 1, and you could see him clearly turning the car, and he just barely touched the bumper bar of Hudson O'Neal. Problem was, Hudson was already on the brakes, and when you're on the brakes, somebody touches the bumper, and you're already sliding, it just continues to slide even more. And then he run him up into the wall. That was the bad part. I mean, it run him straight up track. And then he kind of comes across. That was where everybody got mad. I'm watching it. I'm looking at it. And then he comes up the track. I don't know. To me, that place is just tiny, man.
Yeah.
It's tiny. There's not much racing room. And when you do get to race, I mean, they come off the corner side by side. Man, when you're on the gas, there ain't so much room. And Hudson hit the opening. It looked like a terrible hit. It really did, because it was like head on into the wall. But the way the dirt was built up, he kind of jumped up and over it. I mean, it was kind of weird. I don't know. It was, like I said, Tyler didn't run him up the track. But Hudson had the option of backing out. Because he was just up past his right rear tire. I don't know. I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, he knows he was there. You don't necessarily know somebody's there. You might think somebody's there, but you don't necessarily know somebody's there.
Well, regardless, like you said, that track is so darn tight, so small. I mean, that's the kind of racing it's gonna produce.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't care who's out there. I guarantee you, it's just kind of like Kyle Busch said about Eldora. He knows he's gonna go there and lose money. You're gonna go to the Gateway, and that your body probably ain't gonna be no good when you get done there.
No.
And I mean, yeah, he took him out, whatever, and I hate that. But I mean, just the winner of the race, you ain't gonna have a whole lot of good come out of that car when you get done. And I think that's getting to be a novelty race, and you see a lot of guys don't go.
Well, you don't. I mean, you see XR put on a huge race that paid actually more to win at Alltech Raceway this past weekend. But before we get to that, I mean, it was just, I don't know. It seemed.
Well, it's just gonna. I think that's what it's gonna produce that, and there's no way around it. And it's gonna make people upset and mad and this, that, and the other, and whatever. But that's the kind of racing it's gonna produce. There's no way around it.
Now, in saying that, so anyway, Hudson comes back, hits him under caution, spins Tyler out. blows left rear tire. Both of them have to come off the track. They're done for that heat race. Both of them have to go to the back of the B main. Tyler worked his way up through the B main and made it to the feature. Hudson, I do not think even made it to the feature. Tyler comes from the back of the feature. From the back of the feature, and ends up finishing. Where did he end up? 5th in the feature. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Looking at his car, this is the interesting part. I guess people say talk junk all they want. Looked at the man's car. There's not a mark on it.
All right.
He made it from the back to the front. So, I mean, I'm with you. Yeah, it is tight racing on there. But it can be done. You don't just have to ride on somebody. That's the thing is there's got to be some give and take at all racetracks. But when you own that tight of a track, I get you hope somebody knows you're out there, but you can't just assume that somebody knows you're out there when you're only to the right rear.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way to know that. That is impressive though. For Tyler, now whatever it is about that track, he got it down pat, man. That's his place.
Yeah, he had that figured out. But what I will say, our buddy, and I texted him just a little while ago, tried to get him to come on here tonight, but he wasn't able to. I figured he wouldn't. But our buddy Will Harrington finished 2nd in the main on Friday night, which locked him in for the big show on Saturday night. So that's his first trip out there, and I mean, looked impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we've been saying it, man. He's gonna be one of the big names really soon, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he is. But anyway, so moving on to the Saturday night portion, it was almost the Will Harrington show. Will got up front and led for a while. I mean, he rolled up top and put a show on up front. Ended up being him and Tyler fighting for the win, fighting for the lead. Or it was actually a 3-wide battle for Tyler Erb, Will Harrington, and Tanner English were all fighting for the lead. And but Will checked out there for a little while. Then he caught some traffic and stuff, but anyway, they fighting for the lead. Will, I think he got into the wall, broke. What ended up breaking? I can't remember. Anyway, I think he broke drive shaft or something like that, right at the very end. But man, they knew he was there. He was he was definitely going to check out, and I think he might have had it won. Looked like J-Bar bent and the broke drive shaft, maybe. I'm not sure. And that's probably banging off the walls because he was up in the wall the whole night. That's just where his car was fast. But man, I mean, just like we were just talking, it's tough racing on that track, but they were running 3 wide. I mean, they're bouncing off each other's doors a little bit, but they were racing very respectfully. And Tyler Carpenter was up in that hunt too. So I mean, that was he made his way up there, and I think he let's see where. Let's go to the results here. Make sure I get it all right. Tyler Erb won. Tanner English brings home 2nd. Ricky Thornton Jr. 3rd, and Tyler Carpenter 4th. So that was really cool. And after the race, this is kind of big news been going around. After the end of the race there, Tyler Erb, you could tell, I mean, just was acting, he was very emotional win for him. And apparently, and he said in his interview, which is, it was wild. He said they traveled out there to St. Louis. and he got there. I think they said on Thursday. I think he said Wednesday or Thursday. Either way. And his dad was there with him. His mom and dad. His dad had a heart attack and died while they were in St. Louis. And he didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody. They continued.
Wow.
And he said that's what his dad wanted him to go race. So, so it was a huge emotional win for Tyler Erb, and you know, he's always been cool with me and everything. So definitely praying for his family and a loss like that, and hope being able to go out there and put on a show like he did, and you know, kind of make his dad proud, you know, as some would say, and hope that helps the healing process for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So congratulations to Tyler Erb. But man, our buddy Will Harrington, man, that was that was impressive. That's impressive for a small team to go out there like that and put it up front and run all weekend and just be. I mean, he has been talked about all over the internet, and it's just cool that our buddies get up there and do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like I said, they also had Alltech had $20,000 to win. Friday night, and I think it was $40,000 to win. No, $50,000 to win. I'm sorry. On Saturday night, and I am trying to remember. Golly, I'm trying to remember who won it on Friday night. It is slipping my brain right now. But anyway, what I brought out of this whole thing was Jonathan Davenport was able to bring it home on Saturday night. That put him, he is the first ever in dirt late model racing, first ever person to win over $2 million in a year.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. That sure is. That's a lot of wins. And I mean, I know that Eldor Million definitely made a big difference, made it a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that you could do it honestly without that one race. And I'm sure that made up the difference. But regardless, seems like every big race, every money race, he's been there and he's won it. So they sure got it figured out this year, buddy.
Yeah, they definitely do. Big changes coming to that group though, and which is kind of crazy, you know, with the success that they've had. Changing crew chiefs for 2023, and they're moving back to they've kind of run out of. I'm not even exactly sure where they've run out of. I think they may have just kind of ran out of the Longhorn shop more or less. Because while we were there, they were there putting together a car and everything at the Longhorn shop. But they are moving back to Lance Lander's shop in Arkansas for Double L Racing. So they'll be back out there. Jonathan lives here in South Carolina. Lives there in upstate South Carolina. Which I don't think really, I don't know. He kind of has always done this anyway. He flies out to a lot of races. That's just kind of been his thing.
Yeah, he got a lot of duties at home too. So
yeah, I mean they own a ranch. I mean, look, a small ranch. They got cows everywhere.
Right.
Big old horn. I don't know what kind of cows they are, but they got huge horns. I know that. Not like Longhorn steers. They're huge. I don't know what they are. They're like big. I guess Rachel takes care of all of them. I don't know.
Yeah,
for the most part. But anyway, so you know, just talking about that, moving places like they are. That's going to be wild. That's going to be different. Does that affect them for 2023? You know, changing crew chiefs. You know, that's going to be.
Well, I'm sure it will, and also like it's hard. And then Scott said this before to us too, but it's hard to stay on top for multiple years. I mean, you saw Brandon Overton last year and what his success, and not that he's been terrible this year by no means, but it's so hard, I think, to stay on top every year, year after year. So definitely on top of that, plus changing everything up, it's gonna definitely play an effect.
Yeah, definitely will. But congratulations to Superman Jonathan Davenport for taking that win there. But like you were just talking, just mentioned his name, Brandon Overton. I want to talk about him for just a minute. I think a lot of people he ended up finishing second in this race there at Alltech on Saturday night. Longhorns 1, 2, 3, our good friends over there, putting down some awesome product. But what was impressive about Brandon Overton taking a second place was the car he was driving was not his normal car. He was in the number 5 Rumley car. That is they're kind of making a research and development car, I guess we'll say, for Longhorn. The car itself, the chassis itself, was one that Kyle Larson drove, I think Kevin said 1 or 2 times throughout the year. But they didn't like some stuff on it, so they went back, changed some stuff. Obviously, testing some different suspension setups because that's what Kevin Rumley does. he's the man at it. And apparently they got something pretty good in it that they like the feel of for Brandon Overton there on Saturday night, putting it up there second.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad to see that. I like seeing them work on new things. I mean, but the biggest thing is, and kind of like Scott was saying too, like, Longhorn, they got so many different testers, if you will, every week. They all work together all week, especially at the racetrack. And, I think you got to have that, man. Scott's, you might have to sell some more race cars or something, but it's gonna be hard to compete with Longhorn, buddy. They got it going on right now.
Definitely do. Our friends, Steve Arpin and the gang up there, Longhorn, they figuring some stuff out for sure. Which, I mean, they've had it figured out, but they're not stopping.
Well, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
No, you can't. Can't at all.
Nobody does.
No, you can't do that. But they're on the track that they need to be on because I mean, I will say, and I mean, I think everybody knows it. It was really funny because Brandon Overton 2021 couldn't do any wrong. I mean, he just was on top every week. Jonathan Davenport was okay. He was good throughout the year, but he wouldn't, Brandon Overton status. Well, come January, there was a few wins here and there, but big races come around, they weren't winning. The Longhorns, even as a group, weren't winning as much there. I'm just going to say, a little bit of stuff in January, then February, March maybe. Well, all of a sudden, it was like they got to work really hard. and they put it together. And all of a sudden, Jonathan Davenport got on a tear, and man, he has been unstoppable ever since.
Yeah, he sure has.
And all the Longhorns, like we said before, all the Longhorns have been back up front. So, been cool to see the work that they put in and all that good stuff there. But guys, I want to thank, as always, our good friends at Earl Ramey Racing Engines, guys. You need some power under your hood. I talked to Earl the other day. Man, he told me he was selling engines and getting all kind of rebuilds in for the off season. So if you're looking for one yourself, you better get in line. That's all I can tell you, because it's that time of year that everybody's everybody's getting their stuff ready for 2023 now. So you head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, get on the list, get your motor rebuilt, get you a new motor, whatever you're looking for there. I don't care what kind of motor you're looking for, super, crate, whatever, steel block, whatever you're looking for. Check out our good friend Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and get you some time on that chassis dyno while you're there, as always. Also, our good friends at ProFab Headers and Exhausts. Go check them out. Man, I can't say enough about it's crazy. I mean, we look at almost every, especially when you look at dirt late model stuff. You just see ProFab Headers in Victory Lane constantly. I mean, they're just there. But also from this past weekend at the Snowball Derby, ProFab Headers in Victory Lane there. So when you head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, get you some horsepower, go ahead and get you some ProFab headers, go along with it. You will not be disappointed at all. So y'all head over there. Check them out. Tell them we sent you, because ProFab headers are quality that wins. Also want to send y'all, if you need looking for somewhere to buy it in ProFab header, if you're not going straight through ProFab, head over to SRI Performance. Our good friends over there at SRI Performance can hook you up with ProFab headers. They can hook you up with anything else you need. Anything from A to Z. All things racing. I don't care. Brakes. They are a tire distributor. They are engine parts. If you're one of these guys who works on your own engines, they can get engine parts for you. And I mean, it's some of the best stuff out there. So head over to SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Head over to www.sriperformance.com. Get you that cart filled up with everything you need. Put your promo code in CBONE, 10 C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. You will not be disappointed. So y'all head over there and do that. Also, same deal, guys, over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get all the materials that you need to make that car look good, function properly, be as safe as it can too. Obviously, you always want to be safe with quality materials. You building roll cages, you don't need cheap stuff. I mean, you don't need bad stuff is what I'm saying. Built cheap. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum's got the best quality materials that you're going to ever find. Sterling can tell you, seeing some of the stuff they got, just how good a quality that they carry.
Yeah, they sure do. They got it, best of everything, honestly, they do. And any type of material you need, they got it. So, no matter what you're doing, I don't care if it's in a race car or industrial or any kind of fabrication you got, check them out. They got it all.
Good deal. So y'all go check Stock Car Steel and Aluminum out, guys. Tell them we sent you. Well, speaking of there was another big race this weekend, the Snowball Derby. Switching over to the asphalt side. A lot of NASCAR drivers jumped in it this year. We had Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones, William Byron. There was probably a few more. Oh yeah, Noah Gragson. All jumping.
Gosh.
Yeah, Josh Berry, qualified pole. I mean, jumping in the super late models down there at the Snowball Derby. I mean, that's always been a big event. I mean, there's always had a one or two in there. But this year seemed, I don't know, it's weird because it seemed extra big in some ways, and in some ways it didn't seem as big. But it seemed extra big far as the quality, I guess we'll say. No, not quality because they're all good. But the level of driver that was going into this race.
Yeah, definitely a stacked field there, but
unfortunately, our buddy Derek Griffith, he fought the car all weekend. just didn't have speed in practice really. Didn't have the speed he needed in qualifying, and went to run the last chance race and was leading or running third. He was in a transfer spot, we'll put it that way. And car just quit. So I texted him Saturday night. I said, man, I hate that for you, buddy. I said, what happened to the car? He said, I appreciate it, man. He said, alternator quit. So he has had some rough luck.
Dude, this year.
In the late model
this whole
this year.
year.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He was ready to get 2022 behind him and just, focus on 2023. And I'm going to tell you, there is nobody more meticulous about those cars than Derek and his crew are. They are, man, that is Louis and all the guys up there, and they are meticulous about those cars. And it's just, I don't know. It's been one of them years. Everybody has them years, I guess, and it's just been one of them for him.
Yeah,
so who knows? Waiting to hear. Love to hear what he's got going on for 2023. Hope much more NASCAR stuff, either truck or Xfinity. Hope there's a lot more Xfinity stuff coming out. That'd be nice. I haven't talked to him about it, so I have no clue. I'd love to say I did, but I don't. So I don't know. Hopefully you get it. But anyway, moving on to the race. Derek Thorne, man, he has for the last, 3-4 years, he has been in position. Then all of a sudden something happened, or either finished second, or he's just been right there. Finally picks him up a win there at the Snowball Derby. So it was a good run by him. He was pretty much dominant car all day. So congratulations to him. Eric, did you happen to see? I didn't get to watch the race myself, but I watched all highlights, all that fun stuff from it. Like a lot of people do. But did you happen to see by chance where Ty Majeski and Eric Jones got together?
Yes,
dude.
I tore the back of that car off. How did it happen?
I don't know, and like didn't even hurt.
It didn't
Ty's
look that
car.
bad, honestly.
No. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just tore everything from quarters to rear windshield or rear glass out of Eric Jones' car. I mean, just everything just gone off the back. Didn't hurt none of the frame rails. I'm like, dude, if y'all just had a couple miles of duct tape right there, stick it all back together, it can't be any worse than it was, apparently.
Dude, that thing was super glued together or something, but I don't know how they put that car together, but great. They wasn't held together too good.
I don't think I've ever seen one just fall apart like that one did.
No, I have never seen that. I don't understand. Because it didn't look that bad. And like you said, Ty's car looked fine.
Yeah. Ty went on to finish, I don't remember where he finished. It was in the top 10. So. But, I mean, Eric was not happy with Ty about it. And Ty, I will say, did apologize. He said he just drove in there too hard and completely misjudged it, and he apologized for it and said he was completely at fault. So, I mean, that's at least he admitted he was at fault. Sucks when it happens, but I mean, that's all you can ask for when it does happen is somebody just apologize and admit it.
Exactly.
But that was I don't know. I'm like, dude, y'all need to fasten that body down a little better.
Do something. Yeah.
It was funny because he was still sitting in the car. I guess he didn't really. I mean, you sit in the car, you don't know that the entire rear body work from behind the seat back was just gone. I mean,
exactly.
You don't
especially
know
from the contact. I mean, I'm sure he didn't think it was that bad from the contact. So
no, so he come down pit road. This guy's just kind of walking up to the car like,
you gonna have to get out.
You might as well get out.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, for sure.
Might need to give them a body hanging class, apparently.
All right, wow.
Oh, good deal. Well, other than Tulsa out there and a few other small things, man, that pretty much wraps up racing. Which Tulsa's not small. I mean, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying a few other small things. I know Carteret County's racing next weekend, stuff like that. But you know, stuff like that, small stuff. Other than that, that pretty much wraps up all the big racing for 2022.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, man. It's hard to believe. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about Daytona and all the speed weeks down in, Florida and Georgia and all that.
And California.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about California. Yeah, yeah.
That's
They'll be back this year coming up, I guess. That's gonna, whatever.
I don't know. That race don't impress me at all.
No.
At all. So we'll be talking about that coming up. Here in a few weeks, because in a month's time we're already looking at, getting ready to get back started with Cup stuff.
Yep. They'll be testing and doing all the Rolex stuff. A lot of the spotters be down there working Rolex stuff for sure, and that's coming up here in about a month. They'll be firing up for that. So
yeah, it's wild. It never stops anymore. There used to be a big lull, from time racing ended to time it started back, and now there's not much time. Not much time at all. We got the icebreaker there at Florence Motor Speedway first weekend of February, I think it is. So we ain't got much longer. We got to be, getting stuff together, getting ready to race ourselves.
Right.
Might have some news coming up about our racing program for 2023 coming up here in the next few weeks. Who knows? We got a few things in the works, trying to see if we make it happen. Might make them happen, might not. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, we're going to be racing. We're going to be racing at least a legend car. Maybe more. I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
See what happens, man.
See what happens. Well, cool deal. Well, guys, always go over there to our partners over there. MPM Marketing, McAllister Precision Marketing with our friend Tanya. Guys, if you, your child, somebody is in racing right now, especially going into a new season, they're looking to advance their career in racing, head over to MPM Marketing. Check out Tanya. She will, get you pointed in the right direction to advance your career, coach you along the way to do all the right things, make the right moves with the right people, put you in front of the right eyes to see all that fun stuff. You can't ask for any better group to put you in the right direction in your racing career. So head over to marketwithmpm.com and talk with our friend Tanya, and she'll get you going for sure. Oh, but anyway, what else you got?
Well, how about the Gamecocks, man? They finish up 19th ranked in the final poll there, I guess, before bowl season.
All right.
We'll go play Notre Dame.
Is that who we're playing? Notre Dame. That's going to be an interesting game.
Yes, sir.
I want to see that one. After we beat Clemson, they
got beat by Notre Dame.
Yeah. So we'll like to see what happens there. That's going to be interesting.
And I hear the Clemson-Tennessee game is the I can't beat Carolina Bowl.
That's great. That's great. All right. I want your opinion. And I'm not going this as an Alabama fanboy by no means, because I'm not. I'm Gamecock through and through. I do appreciate my SEC teams, though, I will say. All right. Alabama got beat by 2 high-ranked teams this year. Still fairly high in the standings. They're 5th. TCU I like TCU. I even said I would love to see TCU take the whole thing just because they're TCU, and they came in as an underdog for so many years and had tough schedules. Went, almost undefeated many years, and they're finally getting some recognition. I get that, but they go to their conference championship game by a team that was ranked way, way, way lower than them, and they lose. And yet they didn't fall in the standings.
Yeah.
What you think about that? I mean, I'm back and forth on it. Like I said, I like TCU. Just I like the story.
Well, I do too, and I agree. And who they play? Kansas State? I can't remember who they played.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember.
I can't.
I don't know who they played. I don't know. Anyway, bottom line is, I think it's a one-loss team versus a two-loss team, and I think that I don't see where the committee feels right about putting a two-loss team, Alabama, whether they beat or lost to the number 1 and number 2 team. I don't see where they can put them in with a one-loss team ahead of them, or not ahead of them.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I agree. I completely agree. Like, I don't see how. Because put it this way, and I must use Tennessee and Clemson for an example. All right, Clemson's a two-loss team. Tennessee's a two-loss team. But Georgia beat Tennessee. Okay, all right, that's good. Carolina beat Tennessee. Unranked. We were like way back there, 30-something, 40th. I don't know. If Carolina would have been up there and we'd have lost, we'd have dropped we'd have been like 20th.
Oh yeah. It'd been like a rock.
It would have been way back. So I don't understand that. That's what I don't get. I mean,
well,
how's it not equal?
Well, it's not equal because it's not a, whereas NFL, they solely go off any other major sport goes off your win-loss record. And, if there's ties, they go, it's different for each thing, but I know, what is NFL? They go points scored, I think, puts you above or something like that. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that moves you in the rankings. Well, the difference is in college is there's literally votes. I mean, you have a committee there that's just voting is like, oh, well, did you think they deserve to be there? I don't know. And it's just the personal factor. That's never going to be consistent.
No, it's not. It ain't. And I'm not saying Clemson's not a top 10 team. I whatever. But bottom line is they lost to an unranked team.
Yeah.
They lost to the Gamecocks. We was unranked. And, so I don't see how. I just don't know. I don't understand. But, and then Carolina, that was 30th or whatever, beat 2 top 10 teams. Tennessee was number 1 2 weeks before then.
Yeah.
Clemson was in the top 4 all season before Notre Dame. We beat those 2 teams, and we just barely recognized, and it's just, I don't know. I don't really get all that. I don't know. I just wish they didn't have a conference anymore, because I don't think conferences matter, because, it used to be, the way I remember it, or the way I thought it anyway, was like the Southeastern Conference. Okay, so the teams in the Southeast would be in that. The Atlantic Coast Conference. Okay, anything on the Atlantic Coast would be that. That ain't the case no more. Hell, Texas and whoever's coming, Texas A&M's in the SEC.
Yeah,
they ain't nowhere near the Southeast.
And I think it still messes us up too. And this is every conference, but I'm just going to use SEC as an example. We have the SEC East and SEC West. Well, there are years, this year probably not so much, but there are years that one of those, the East or the West, is just head and shoulders above the other. And
since this NIL and the transfer portal and all that stuff, that's gonna become so equal now. You're not Alabama and Georgia ain't gonna be the top. They ain't gonna be the teams up top every year.
No.
Clemson ain't gonna be the team up top every year. It's not gonna be that anymore. It's gonna be wherever I can go make money.
And speaking of, did you see where Clemson's quarterback for most of the year, DJ, whatever his last name is, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Is expected to enter transfer portal.
Yeah, he's gone for sure, and rightfully so. I think I can't remember his guy's name, but the guy that come in and finished the game out for him he's a whole lot better quarterback for Clemson's offense. I'll put it that way. I'm not saying DJ can't go somewhere else and be great, but for Clemson's offense, the way it's run, that dude's a whole lot better at it.
Yeah.
But again, when I get back to, I think they should do away with, because they're even talking about putting USC and I think UCLA or whoever else, which is on the West Coast, way out there, putting them in the Big Ten or something other. So just do away with conferences, just play, and then have a actual playoff.
Well, the playoffs is moving.
Real playoff.
Well, they're moving up. What are they moving to? Is it 18?
12 teams.
12 teams.
And 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot better. And really, I guess, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing is really once you look at it, the way that they're ranked, and like they're doing, their conferences, you're really not playing for anything in the conference.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's why it's not, honestly, it's not fair to. And I'm not saying SEC is better just because the game costs in. I'm not. I'm saying SEC is better than any conference because it is. And
you look at the records, it's way better.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a fact. So it's not fair to the way that this ranking thing goes. It's not fair to SEC schools because they have to play SEC schools all year. So you can take you might be the best team in the ACC, but you might be the sixth best team in the SEC, and you never get recognized.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it.
Apparently, South Carolina could have been the ACC champions this year.
There you go. Exactly what I'm saying.
Apparently.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So if all the schools play all the schools, and you got a couple SEC, or which were SEC at one point, you got a couple ACC and Big Ten, whatever it is, moving around, then you see more of what you got at the end of the year. Don't take all this and stack it up, and you'd have a Clemson. I'm just going to use it as an example. Don't get mad, Clemson people. But you have a Clemson that plays ACC schools all year, which is not a football conference. We all know this. It's a basketball conference. So then you get to the end of the year and you see where you're at. You don't know because you don't.
Nope.
I mean, so I say mix it up a little bit. Let everybody play everybody in.
Well, and that's been the problem. And they kind of used to. I mean, I remember back in the day, South Carolina even, I'm just using it, they would go play, I don't remember, there was a bunch of teams they played that were good teams. I remember them playing Ohio State and, just a bunch of different teams, Nebraska and stuff like that. That was just it was a non-conference game, and that's the teams they played. Well, now, and I get it, these colleges want to make money. You got it's always for their advantage. You got we'll say South Carolina. We got them going to play just because it's another in-state. It's not a rivalry, but it's another in-state game. We got South Carolina going to play South Carolina State, which
or we play the Citadel and we lose to them like we did last year.
Yeah, now we could do that.
It could happen.
It could happen.
But I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I mean, I think we get rid of them and we play. FBS schools play FBS schools.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
you need to change all that up. I mean, and I mean, hey, if you go, is this a football podcast? I don't know. But anyway,
No,
sorry,
no,
but
man. It's our podcast.
you know, man. Exactly. But if you can have a 12 or a 24 team playoff, all right, then get rid of those 4 throwaway games during the year. Play 8, 9, 10, whatever regular season actual games that you play Power 5 conference schools. I'm not saying you play SEC. It's they're all mixed up. You play whatever, and then after those 10 games, you got your 24 game playoff. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Kind of like they do baseball. Basically the same way, super regionals and the regionals and all that. That would be cool.
Yep. You're right. You're 100% right. I don't know. I agree with you. I think the 12-team playoff's going to make it better in the future. I still think I'm like you though. I don't think. I think you're never going to see what you got until you start playing good teams throughout the whole year.
Prime example is Carolina. Okay, they were 30-something, right? All right, say we were 24th, barely made it in, and we played Tennessee first game of the playoffs, number 5. Oh, we beat them. That's an upset. We moving on up. You know what I'm saying? And we play Clemson. They whatever they are. So that's what I'm saying is you can't take that. And it's not just Carolina. I'm not just beating on them because I think they've gotten a lot better in the past couple weeks.
Oh, they definitely have.
What I'm saying to you is anybody in the top 3 or 4, TCU, USC, Trojans, anybody can lose against anybody any week. So it's really hard to build a playoff, build a ranking schedule or however you do it by strength of schedule. It's very difficult to do.
Yeah, and I will say I know a lot of people's talking junk about the with the transfer portal and the what's the thing where they pay them now to NIL. I know there's some people talking junk about that, but I can kind of appreciate the fact that just because you were a national champion team doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get all the big players because, good and bad. I mean, I can see all that. Don't get me wrong. But these players are getting bought now.
It's just honestly what this is this an Xfinity series is what it's going to amount to.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's an argument for a different day, but I'm not necessarily opposed to it because I don't know. I mean, any other sport, this is why I'll say that, any other sport other than college sports, even though the colleges are making money, and I know there's a tons of argument about this, but these are not kids. Yes, they are young adults, very young adults, but they're 18, 19, 20, 21, some of them 22 out there playing. They're adults. They can hold a job. My thought is if because you're playing football, they won't let you hold a job, really. All right, well, you need to kind of get paid for what you're doing.
Well, my thought on it is, and it's totally not any like yours, but I appreciate your argument. But my argument is, you a guy that can play football, okay, out of high school. All right, that's great. That's wonderful. And you're awesome. That's good. All right, we're going to give you a full scholarship, all paid scholarship to go to school and get an education, right? That's the main part of the whole situation
I was about,
that nobody realizes.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to counter my own argument with that. We're going to college, we're going for education.
So you I'm going to say it's probably South Carolina. I'm just going to guess. I don't know. With paid room and board, all that together, I'm going to say it's probably $35,000 a year. So just say 30 a year, whatever. 4 years, that's $120,000. I say you're getting paid pretty damn good to go to college.
You're right.
That's my opinion. So you got other people out there that are trying to make it and they regular people, they good, they talented at what they know how to do, which it might be a doctor or it might be a whatever. And then you pay on your student loans for, 40 years. Well, so I think they got it pretty damn good. But
well, this is another thing.
I understand.
And I know you probably know this too. And a lot of people don't realize this, and there's some that may, and this is not something not talked about. I had a good friend. You know him very well too. He was super, and still is super, super, super smart. And our friend went to University of South Carolina. Went for engineering, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact. Now, he didn't play sports or nothing like that, so I'm not going there. But he had many scholarships. It wasn't just like he had full ride plus other scholarships to pay for this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Well, because he didn't use the full amount of money on some of those, he got money back at the end of the year from those scholarships.
See what I'm saying? Exactly.
So he was making money to go to school.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know them guys playing football, especially 5-4, even 3-star for sure, are getting paid handily to play football for that college. And if in my opinion, honestly, if their whole goal out of high school is to make money playing football, go try out for the NFL. Go for it.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
Try your little self.
I don't disagree with that. I'm fine with that. But if that's what they think they need, but my thing is, and this is where I will give baseball a good nod here, is baseball has the, I guess we'll call it the farm league, all that stuff figured out, where these guys still can go play, and that is their job, and they can make money. They're not going to make a ton of money at it, but they're doing it, and that is their progression to make it to the big league. The problem is now NFL is using college to make to the big league, whereas they could put together their own farm league type. So,
yeah, I mean, you can. You definitely can.
But they're not going to do it because they can save money, and these colleges are paying them, and I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed the whole dynamic of college football. I mean, it has, and I mean, college football is probably more of a, well, it's getting close to more of a moneymaker than NFL probably in some sense, but well, and I know that the talent of the person, it's not a number on the field, it's the person on the field, is bringing money to that college. I get that, but that's just a part of it, my opinion. I mean, like, hey, you getting scholarship money, you getting a paid ride, dadgummit, you'd be happy and do your job, and then you can go make millions later, you know. But it just changes. It totally changes everything. It changes the dynamic of. It backs up way farther than college, because now a ninth grader in high school that's good at football don't care about academics anymore. No, he don't care about doing good in school anymore. He just knows that he can do well enough and get paid to go to college.
Oh yeah, and I've heard all on down below that, even like 7th graders and stuff. These coaches and stuff coming to them and everything, and getting these parents to move to these different locations and stuff. That way they can put this child on this team.
Exactly.
To have their better chance of getting this, that, and I mean they're grooming them from there. That's why I can't get in. I'm still one. Even racing for me. I mean, I'll say that for me. I like to have fun doing it. I like stuff to be fun. When we raced go-karts years back, I had a ton of fun until I didn't. And then when I started not having fun with it, it became like a job. And I didn't want to do it anymore. And that's exactly what it was. I didn't want to do it anymore. I ain't saying I don't want to have a job. I am not saying that. It's just, I don't know. When something that's supposed to be fun becomes not fun.
A hobby ain't supposed to be a job, right?
Exactly. And so what I'm doing now, I have a ton of fun. I work on the car. I, bust my tail working on the car, but I have fun doing it just because it's what I like doing. And so that's why I can't even get behind, like, personally. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know some of them love it, but like travel ball and everything, baseball and stuff. I get it, but I just hate the fact that.
Well, the problem is with it, though. The problem with it is nowadays, from what I hear, is your child can't make it.
Exactly.
They can't make it to the next level if they don't play travel ball.
Exactly.
13 months out of the year.
Exactly.
That makes no sense. I mean, I'm not bashing nobody, But I think Cole is a good baseball player. I'll say that. I'll go on the record and say I think he's a good baseball player. But I don't know that he's going to play travel ball. Is that going to just ruin his career at possibly playing baseball? I guess it may. I don't know. But that just ain't right, you know? It just ain't.
Exactly right.
It's crazy that you have to invest everything, your whole life, his whole life, their whole lives, whatever, to try to see maybe if you get the opportunity to play in the future. It don't make no sense. But going back, it's just football is college now paying their players has changed the dynamic for so many young kids that need to have an education.
Well, you're right. And
that I don't think they're going to get that now. I don't think that's going to be a thing now. It's not the transfer portal. They don't care about where they're going to school. You may have heard one person say, "Well, I want to stay here because I love my teachers, and I love, the
most of them
degree
aren't going to
I'm
class.
getting."
They're getting a general studies degree and going to study hall once a week. I mean, that's all they're going
Thank
for.
you. That's what I'm saying. But see, my opinion with it, if you're getting paid scholarship to go to that college, everybody else is. Everybody else is paying their dues. They're going to school. They're studying freaking 26 hours a day to go to school. Well, dadgummit, they need to do it too. And then you got to be able to have a certain GPA every week, every month, whatever it is, to play football.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There was a, and you remember this? There was a player on our team our senior year of high school.
I sat right beside him every week.
Exactly. This boy couldn't hardly write his name. I mean,
I watched him ball his test up and throw him in the trash and walk out to class.
But because he was the top, what was he? Was it running back? Yeah, he was top.
Yeah, he was.
Back in the state.
In the state,
they never said a single word to him, and we went to state. Did not win state.
No, we got killed.
Got killed in state.
But he walked.
Yeah, and but when we got back, or when they come back from state, Christmas vacation, about January, they kicked him out of high school. He had to go to alternative school.
Yep. He walked right on out of school.
Yep.
So, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, and I don't know, man. I just don't want it. I don't want that to hurt a lot of people, because everybody's goal to get to the NFL or to get to a big school, that's going to be there, but everybody ain't going.
Well, like you talk about transfer portal, and it's aggravating to me. The thing that is aggravating to me about that is just like, look at the Clemson quarterback, DJ, whatever his last name is. I don't think anybody can pronounce it correctly, but
no, I say DJU. That's all I know.
Yeah. Anyway, this dude got sat out a game. I mean, that's what happened. He got took out of the game, got sat out. Because he gets sat out, it was not like, I'm going to work harder to get my spot back. Nothing like that. It's just, not fine. I'll go find another team to play for.
Yep. That's what it amounts to. That's what it's gonna be. That's all it's gonna be. Dude, there was 500 and something players sign up for transfer portal already, and today was the first day.
Yep.
That's not good, man. That ain't. I don't like that.
I'm gonna move on from college real quick though. But speaking of I guess transfers, I guess we'll say somebody that you spoke highly of back I guess last year or so, coming into it, about Carolina Panthers dropping old Baker Mayfield.
Baker gone. Well, supposedly he asked for.
He probably did. He
probably getting tired of getting bashed. I like Baker, man. I don't know. I don't know. I have, with football, you can't put. I don't understand why. And I always said this, but why does everybody put a whole win or a whole loss on a quarterback?
I don't know. They do one or two people. It's either the quarterback or it's the coach. There's no in
Or
between.
the offensive coordinator. I mean, it's just like he's the only person that's controlling everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I hate to
All
tell
right.
you, but you better get an offensive line. You better get
I mean,
some
there's
receivers
so
that can
much
catch
involved.
something. You got to put a whole team together for anything. I don't care what it is. You got to put a whole team together, and if you don't have it, you're not going to win. I don't care what sport it is. I mean,
No.
Carolina. I hate to say this, but Carolina to me does not look committed to putting a whole team together. They are one of the first ones just to throw out a quarterback. Now there's like they get rid of a coach in no time. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, they just throw them out. It's like, let's just keep changing until something works. No, it doesn't really work like that.
Well, I think it's funny, and I'm not bashing on no Carolina Panthers fans or nobody, but I think it's so funny how, let's just say Baker had a good game. Oh, it's gonna be great now. We good. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, oh, nope, he gone. That's nope.
Somebody call Cam. Somebody call Cam. We need him back.
Yeah, call Cam. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I ain't kidding. Just call him.
Oh man.
I don't know. It's just cool. But anyway, this is the football episode, I guess.
It'll be all right.
I like it. I mean,
It'll be all right. Also, Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina is officially gone to Liberty University.
Yep, he's going to Liberty.
Get this. Jamie Chadwell, a smaller school, Coastal Carolina, whatever, was getting paid, was making $1 million a year is what he was making.
Crazy. He's making more than Shane Beamer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's making $4 million a year now. Shane Beamer's making $2.75 a year.
That's what I'm saying, dude. How does that work?
In saying that, yesterday news came across they were renegotiating Shane Beamer's contract already. It was a 5-year contract. He's 1 year into it, and they're already renegotiating it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't brought up by him.
5.
Yeah.
No, he don't care. I don't think he honestly cares.
But we did lose a offensive coordinator.
Yep, we did. That everybody wished was gone until 2 games ago. I'm like, shut up, people. God, people aggravate me, man. It's just.
I'm gonna tell you. I think Beamer. This is my personal opinion. I think Shane Beamer. He is what care, and I ain't trying to just say, oh, he's the best thing to happen since sliced bread, whatever. But me and you talked about this a couple of years ago. That we said. I remember both of us saying, and I said this even when Steve Spurrier came there. I'm like, man.
He's somebody that hadn't been a has-been.
Exactly. We need somebody that's looking to prove themselves. A new guy is looking to prove themselves. And I think that's what we have finally gotten with Shane Beamer.
Well, I like his positive attitude. I love that. I really do. I mean, we get down 2 touchdowns to get Clemson, and he's over there clapping and having a good old time, man. Like, just it is what it is.
Players want to play for him. I mean, that's the thing is they want to play.
Exactly. You think yelling and cussing at them is gonna make them want to do more for you?
This fool's in the daggone locker room dancing with them and stuff.
Dude, it's awesome. It's great for us. It really is. I'm glad it has turned out that way. It's gonna take time, man. I mean, Carolina's Carolina. We ain't gonna never be the Georgia, probably. Who knows? We may be, but what irks me so much is fans that I see and hear and talk to all the time. And I mean, yeah, we went through some bad situations throughout the year, ain't no doubt about that. But like, we went back on the Tennessee game. We went back to play the same offense that we played against North Carolina in the bowl game and freaking shut them out. Just killed them.
Yep.
And that's what we went back to. Simple stuff. That's what we need to do. You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to do all these crazy things.
It is simple stuff. But Shane, it seems like, and I know some of it's on the offensive coordinator too, but I think a lot of it's coming from Beamer. I really do. I just, because it never changed until he come in there. All of a sudden, there's a surprise coming. in the.
Oh, there is.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like simple. 90% of the game, all of a sudden there's a surprise coming.
Yep.
And it just catches them off guard. And, I mean, that's just.
It does. And hats off. Why I'm thinking about it. Hats off to our punter, dude. He won. He won that game against Clemson, did he not? I mean, great day. Like, he pinned them down on the 2-yard line 4 times. Bro.
I'm pretty sure Carolina's special teams coach got showed more than any other special teams coach during the broadcast.
Well, they've scored more points all year.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. They honestly have. So that's impressive. It really is.
I'm trying to remember who it was. God, who was it? I saw a thing today. Dang, I can't remember who it was now. I had to go back and look at it. There was a team scored 27 points, I think it was, this weekend. None of them were from the offense.
You sure it was South Carolina? Were they playing somewhere? I don't know.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I can't remember who it was now. It was funny. They won. And none of it was from offense.
Well, that is really cool. And while I'm thinking about it, it was all by the offense. Hats off to the South Florence Bruins.
Yes,
which
sir.
is from our hometown, Florence, South Carolina. First time ever winning the 4A state championship. That's pretty impressive, man. They got an awesome football team going on now, and that quarterback is being highly recruited by everybody.
Yeah, South Carolina wants him hard, but he's committed to Syracuse right now.
Yeah,
but I think the money will change that.
I think that's gonna go a lot of different ways, and I don't even know if it'd be South. I don't know if it'd be South Carolina. I don't know. There's a lot of different colleges looking at him hard. He's a good guy. Seems like, and a heck of a quarterback for sure. So, and the running back's awesome. They got a really good team, really good coach.
Yeah.
Glad to see that. Glad to see them finally getting their own home fields. That has definitely changed the.
I think it's changed the way they practice.
Well, it's changed everything. What the meaning of football means in Florence.
Yeah,
it's just been tough. I mean, you go to Texas, dude. I mean,
they got stadiums,
coliseums. I mean, for their high school. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It changes everything, and you'll see a lot bigger recruits come out of Florence now because of that. I think, and they just care more. They do, but you got to keep the academic in there. They got to do that. I really want that. That means a lot. I mean, it really does.
You're right. You're right.
I don't want to see somebody. I mean, I honestly don't. I don't want to see somebody try to make their way through and get hurt first year NFL, and then they're broke and they're barely making it at CVS. No offense to anybody works at CVS, but I'm just saying, like, get your degree. Daggone it.
Yeah, I can't stand the. And I mean, this is just me, and I know some of them actually get their degree, but there's a lot of them don't. I can't stand the ones that leave their junior year to go play NFL. I'm like, dude, just finish. I know it's like
exactly.
I know it's like and some of them do. I mean, we'll say who was it? Marcus Lattimore, I think it was. He left, never actually ended up. That dude had he cashed out big time. He left to go to San Francisco while he was hurt, got drafted while he was hurt, knew he was not going to play the first year. They signed him to a 2-year contract because they knew he wasn't going to play the first year. And never played it down. But while he knew he was going to be out, and I think this was the whole reason he done it, they let him stay in South Carolina and just finish his degree, even though he was already signed to the. And that was very important.
That was
to him.
That was back in the good old days when it meant something.
Oh yeah.
Now I think college just means football for a lot of people. So anyway, cool. I digress. It is what it is.
Now we digress.
Now we finally digress. Now we sorry everybody. We sorry.
Well, we talked about auto racing first, so it was good.
We did, so maybe nobody listening right now. It's just us. It's fine.
That'd be all right.
I'll go back
This
to
is our normal phone conversations, people.
It literally is. We're just talking. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever. I've been sitting in the Food Line parking lot for an hour and a half, waiting to go in there to get stuff. But
It ain't the first time.
Yeah, I promise you, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, good deal, guys. Well, cool. Congratulations to all the winners this week, for sure. But also want to thank all our help that we get on this podcast, guys. Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Marquee Motorsports Consulting, MPM Marketing, also High Octane Racing Apparel. Appreciate them coming on. Some cool looking clothing for men and the ladies, racing related. Man, you check them out. You won't beat it for sure. Also, Checkered, they are the race hub. Social media for nothing but racing all the time. So y'all go check them out. Also, Forward Bite Apparel. Y'all go check them out for sure. Check out Cole Train. Vanderheiden, they're coming up on his sophomore year of 305 sprints there in 2023. So y'all check them out.
Killing it.
Yeah, he'll be back on top for sure. But anyway, guys, all right. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us for our extended version this week. Talk about football and everything else. So good deal. So we'll be getting ready to watch some college playoffs. I reckon. I reckon. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate it, and we'll be seeing y'all
later.